Hello again, YouTube. I want to talk about the subject of get woke, go broke, which is something you read on the internet everywhere. These days you read it everywhere that companies get woke and they go broke. That companies, according to the official theory, they get woke, like they subscribe to all that SJW stuff and then they go bankrupt. And I'm specifically talking about all the genre media like Star Trek, Star Wars comic books like Marvel, DC Comics, IDW and whatsoever. They get woke and then they go broke, and the issue is correlation does not imply causation. That's in the title of this video. Correlation does not imply causation. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to step back for a moment and see that if you take a writer like John Michael Straczynski, the creator of Babylon 5, he's having an autobiography come out very soon, JMS Becoming Superman, where he talks about his really extremely difficult early life and he lived on the street, he had an addiction problem, and if you go to Star Trek, Gene Roddenberry, he was in the US Air Force. He was a airplane pilot, a civilian airplane pilot. The issue is that it's not get woke, go broke. It's the same cause, because right now we have writers in the genre media. Right now we have writers that exclusively come from colleges who studied writing. Like, we do not have any writers anymore that have real life experiences like JMS or Gene Roddenberry, who were in the army, who were doing real jobs or whatever. Right now we just have writers like Alex Kurtzman, like all the Bad Robot crew or all the Michael Bay crew, that just are people who went to college studying writing, who don't have any real life experience. Like, it's a thing that Star Trek Discovery right now, it's written by people who have never been in the military. And Star Trek TOS, Star Trek TNG, Star Trek DS9, Star Trek Voyager was written by people who have been in the military and have been actively in the field. It's people who have experience in what they are doing. And likewise, JMS, he wasn't in the military, he was living on the streets, he was in a hippie commune and he was homeless and drug addicted. But again, he's writing about real life experiences that he knows about. And in contrast, the stuff we have right now, the Bad Robot stuff, is people who studied writing in college. They write about stuff they studied about. They don't write about stuff they experienced. They write about stuff they studied in class. And that's the thing. You make the connection, get woke, go broke, but in reality, it's not one thing leads to another. It's they have the same cause, that this stuff is written by people who just studied everything in college and don't have any real life experience. This whole get woke thing at the same time is written by white people who have never met a black person, so to speak. Just to oversimplify, obviously Alex Kurtzman or Ryan Johnson or all the crap people who write all the crap, modern crap, obviously they have met a black person, but they've never been in a ghetto, they've never had to struggle for their life and never met a black person in the ghetto they don't have real life experience, so their whole political theory is based literally on that, on theory. It's all theoretical. It's that people, I think, are oppressed somewhere because in college they taught me that. They never literally went into a ghetto and watched black people or Mexican people or Latino people, blah blah blah, live a shit life. They never actually experienced that. They just learned about it in college. It's that cause for their political views, and at the same time it's that cause for their shitty writing, because they don't have any real life experiences to write about. It's the same cause. Like Gene Roddenberry could write about a military structure because he was in the military. So same way as every writer in Star Trek The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or Voyager, they had military experience. They not only were in the military, they had active duty in military conflict zones in the military. And in Star Trek Discovery, they don't have that. It's just people who studied that whole thing in college in theory. And with the political views, it's the same thing. They studied that black people are poor in ghettos, but they have never stepped a foot in ghettos. So the whole idea of get woke, go broke, that the get woke leads to go broke, it's a fallacy to think that one thing leads to another. It's not that way. It's that way that they have a common cause. It's not that one thing leads to another. They have a common cause, that everything is just written by people who only know things in theory. Only know things in theory. The Get Woke is written by people who have never been in a ghetto, who have never met real struggle, and the Go Broke is a consequence of the writing of people who have never had any real life experience. It's just writing from people who know things in theory but don't know things in real life. That's the consequence. You can really tell in Star Trek Discovery, if you'd like. Just watch Star Trek Discovery and the chain of command, how Michael Burnham talks back at everyone. Obviously, no one who is in the writing staff has any idea about a real chain of command. And you can tell that lack of experience. And obviously the getting woke is just from people knowing only things from theory, and the going broke is the consequence of people only knowing things from theory, because that way they cannot write about anything. They don't have experiences, and writing only works if you write what you know. They don't have experiences, so their writing is shit, and that way it leads to the companies going broke, because the writing is shit and people watch it and say, what the fuck kind of shit do you want us to pay for? So it's not get woke, go broke. Those things, it's not one thing leading to another. It's the same cause. The same cause that writing is only done by people who studied writing, not by people who have real life experience. And that way, they get woke with all their college shit, and they go broke with all their college shit. It's a common cause. It's not one thing leading to another, it's a common cause. So please do not fall into the get woke, go broke fallacy. It's not getting woke that leads to going broke. It's the fact that companies do not employ people with real life experience anymore that leads to A, going woke, and B, going broke. That's the issue.